This is a brief 10 or 15 minute video showing the changes which have been made for the 2008 version of DataRocket and Assistant. The DataRocket being these values and the Assistant on the right, and also in the screen here on the left we have the power tools. First of all, we've increased the ability to be able to do two-story scenarios where you might be taking off brickwork on the ground floor and brickwork on the first floor. Giving an example of this, as soon as you click the contract info now, it will now ask for a layer prefix. With none, you just go run. I'll just drop out of the contract info box. But if we look at the layers, a group of layers has been put in. Now these layers are based on our draw properties which we've set up previously. So here's our draw properties, and that was set up. If I go back in, I'll just use the insert layers table instead, a bit quicker. If I now change a prefix to 1, I'll just change it to 2 so it's a bit more easier to see. Run. If we look at our layers now, we've got a set of layers with a 2 in front of it, which could be the second floor, 1 could be ground floor, you could have a 0 for a basement or whatever you like, but all the quantities will come out separate to that. When you're taking the quantities off, if you want to separate the quantities by a per floor layer, the other way would be when you do take the quantities off on the different floors, use the tag option, so you can put tags of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. On your quantities. So, and then you can use those for taking off different groups. As far as taking brickwork quantities from your drawing, here's a typical set of the fill layer. So this is not the lines but the fill of the walls from a house rocket drawing. These are polygons. If I click on here, we can see straight away we've got a polygon, and because this is a polygon it has an area. I'll just go to my contract info, I'll change the layer here, I'll just delete that, run, and my layers will just get put in normally. Job info, I'll just quickly finish this without putting any settings in. But now we've got set items by selection. Wall 90, my internal walls with plaster both sides, set, and as I pick on these different walls, they will change colour to match the values which I've set up in my properties. They're all my internal walls with plastering 2 sides. Back to the command 090B, it's just plastering on one side. You can see it's changed it to blue. I'll just do these as well. And now for my external walls, we can pick these up, and the piers and bits and pieces that go with it. Now, as much as I hit this blue wall before, if I decide to change that, just click on it, it'll change it over. Right click. Now there's a little low wall here, 14 courses high. To see that, I'm going to bring up, using the background from masked, come up to brick and background, and that's brought it up. I'm going to make a change now. I'm just going into my draw settings and my wall 90, and before we used to have a poly width which we used to put the values in the quantities for the width of the walls. I'm going to make this 0 because we have a new setting for this, so the poly width is 0. Exit, otherwise when I went to draw a polyline here it'd be 90mm wide, but that setting can be used for drawing centre lines of walls, so you've got a 90mm wall. I'll just now select wall 90, set, go to my poly command, and I will just draw a polygon around this. I won't put any fill on it, and there we have just a polygon, and we'll sort that out in a moment. As far as the quantities go, when I go to the quantities, wall 90, normally I'd hit it, this is all set up for auto, but first of all I'll show you that there's a new value here, and this is for the width of the wall. So we've got area to length and the width in millimetres, 90mm. Run, found all these walls. I'll just hit auto. It will take the rest of the values off. This wall here has now been taken off probably as full height, but to separate that from the rest, use the manual override. Select it. I'm going to change its colour to green, and next, right click, comes up, and in the user box 90 times 14C for 14 course. The width is in millimetres, is set at 0 at the moment. I'll just leave that at 0. I'll show you what happens if you don't put a width in. Run. So if it knows that it should be a value, 0's there, it said it's no good, I'll put in 90 millimetres, and this is in mil. Okay, and that's done. So that's all our quantities there. If I go to the takeoff now, and length, all my values are set, create the file. I'll just overwrite the one I did previously, just exit out of here. I'm just going into Excel and open CSV file, and here's all our values with summary. We've now got the wall with the 14 course and the normal walls with the total length in metres, and see the 14 course wall, one at 3.6. Just close this down for a moment, we'll come back to that in a while. Give you an idea of what we're doing with frames and the like. If you've got DataRocket or DataRocket, this will pick up the values that's already put on your drafty's drawings. And we have the simple quantities command. Picking on a window, it comes up with this calculator box. I'm just going to use the width here, so the width of the window is the width I'm going to put in. The name is a window, and material, don't know if I've got aluminium there or not. I'm not too fussed about that. I'm going to put aluminium in the user. Cost center and code. Cost center we don't need, but code is interesting. We need to put in a double code here because we're going to have areas and lengths. So I'm going to go length, comma, area, and this will come up when we export the items. The length will have length there, and the area will have an area code. Also, if we could have perimeter and area, or anything with a comma in between, you can put it there, and the first value goes to length, second value to area. Calc, the area's gone in, record. Next window, all the values are there from before, calc, record, and so on around the house. Just calc to make sure that you've got all these values here right. If something changes, then you've got to make a decision of what's gone on. With the internal doors, if I click on a door, I'm just going to get rid of this frame calculator for a moment. If I click on a door whose name isn't type, isn't frame or window or opening, all the values don't come up, the calculator doesn't come up. So to make this come up, if you've got a symbol without the designation under type, just click there. I'll just go skip and go back to it again, and the calculator comes up. So this is a door. In the user, I'm going to put 620, this is a 620 left, and as far as the width goes, the height's 24 courses. But as far as the width of this goes, I'm going to type in 620 mil. We don't want to tick in the width box because I just want a 1 there. Calculate, and it's put in the area of that door, 1.275 square metres. Record, and now 620 left. There's another one here. Again, it didn't have any values from before, so 24 width, 620, calc, record. If I go to the 820 right, you can see this has already got some values in it, so there's no need to hit the calc if everything's okay. I'll change the 620 to an 820 right, record, next one, record, etc. from there, and just going around until you've finished all the windows. If you do get a window like a window or a door where there's no symbol, this is when we can use a symbol map, and that's just a symbol which is a rectangle which you can put over the top of doors and windows and things, so there's something to select with this command. Moving on to electrical. So electrical, again there's nothing new here, but I just wanted to bring to your attention how easy it is to do your electrical counts. Pick on a symbol, name, just get E for electrical, GPO, user, GPO is just one of those, and in the code there's no need there, just I'm going to actually just put the word item there. Is there an item? Item. So I've just got the word item in code, and all. When I click all, it finds all the symbols that match that. Same as when I go to these ones, the same values are there, all, it's found them all. Next, single GPO, all, done. I'll go to a bayonet. Bayonet there, we'll change this to bayonet, all, found the whole lot. There's another one here, exhaust fans, exhaust, all, and that's virtually all my symbols taken off. There is one here which is the smoke alarm. Click on it, this isn't a symbol, it hasn't been created a symbol, so it won't work this way. So just make sure that all your values are, all your electrical points are still symbols. If we take this off now, length, dot in length, create file, overwrite. Now we change to area, create file, append, goes on the end of it, exit, and now if I go to my Excel again, I'm actually going to go back to this, made a classic mistake, I didn't turn all my layers on. Big mistake. So take off. Length, create, area, create, append, just exit out of that. Now we'll try the Excel, open the file, create summary, and there's our summary of everything. We can see the doors of the lengths, we've got length and area. If you want to sort this out, just select all your boxes, go up to data and sort, and you can actually say how you want that sorted, by code and then by user. OK, and all my values have been sorted. So here's all the electrical items, the totals at the end. Here's all my areas of doors, my lengths of doors, my windows in length and area. So the window area is a total of 6.265 square metres. The total length of windows is 4230. In Auto Sketch, if you've got DataRocket, there's also a button for export here, and under that there's a report button, and that report will actually bring up all your Windows data too. So this can be used for estimating values also. So there we have it, just a few changes we've got in the DataRocket. If you've got any questions, please give Paul a ring, 0418 938 055, but the phone number's on the disc there anyway. Thank you very much.